tonight's kind of an interesting night. It's a different night in that I kind of realize I've never actually shared this, like the full story. I know a lot of you, I'm just curious, and at this point you can type into GoToMeeting or GoToWebinar, I'm sorry. Any of you currently in a job and you want to quit that job? You want to get out of that job and go full time? Anyone on here? So imagine there's a few, but Ron says yes. Abdullah, Aaron's got 2 jobs he wants to get out of. Scott, Drew, Carol, Jaquetta, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, Waquetta, Samantha, Gina, Ray, Scott, Paul, David. Yeah, so quite a few. And I realize I've never actually shared that story so much so. So I want to share that with you here tonight. And I'm going to share with you how I left corporate America. And, I put in here became an expert, right? And, I think at least arguably some people would see me as an expert in the marketing, perhaps network marketing space. And I'm going to show you how I did that and how you can too here in 2015. I think 2015, I'm trying to tap in. I'm trying to remember, was I this excited for 2014? Because I tend to be excited. I think I'm more excited now than ever. I really feel that way, and so it's hard for me to remember if I was this. Does anyone else feel more excited about 2015 than any other year? I don't know. There's something about it. I don't know what it is, but there's something in the air. I feel like I've had some weird but awesome conversations here in just the last few days with people. Like today, I had a conversation with someone that I haven't talked to in a couple years. I've had just multiple, just out of the blue kind of awesome conversations. I had a conversation with a guy today who built a $60 million a year company, and we haven't talked for like a year and a half. And it's just cool, man. It's just really, really cool. So good stuff going. So quick question for you. I actually technically have 2 for you. How would it feel if you just had 10 people, just 10? I'm not talking about 100. I'm not talking about 1,000, but 10 people a day reaching out to you. Would that be pretty cool? If I could just show you how to get to 10, okay? Now, I'm not saying that 10 will necessarily make you full-time or 10 will, be hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, but 10 a day, if we can shoot for 10 a day, I think that's a pretty good kind of initial goal. But let me ask you this follow-up question. What if they were excited to talk to you? Now, that's a big difference. When I talk to people, like, that come through my website, they're like excited to talk to me. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking to you. And do you can actually create that feeling. You can actually, and I'm going to show you how we've done that right now, but how we've actually done it in the past. And I'm going to share with you exactly what to do here. So really excited. Here's what I know, all right? I believe in the fundamentals of network marketing. I believe the blocking and tackling, the prospecting, the recruiting, the warm, talking to warm market. I believe all that stuff. Face-to-face, home parties. I believe all that stuff, and I do all that stuff. There's no part of it am I in disagreement with. However, I also like using modern technology to create an environment online to get people reaching out to me, and I think that it's doable. I think that people can follow what we've done and do it for themselves. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. All right. So just in the past couple of years, real quickly, because I'm always interested to hear this. I'm going to put the hands down. How many of you are on here, and this is the very first webinar you've ever been on with me? I'm always curious to know this because we've been doing webinars for years and years and years. I'm looking. Oh man, really? Okay, I see 1. I see 2. Okay, I see a couple. All right, so I'm seeing a few. I'm seeing. My guess would be maybe 20, 30 people. This is your very first webinar with me. So awesome. Awesome sauce. I teach network marketers how to recruit more reps, generate more leads, and become top earners in their network marketing company. And what I feel we do a really good job with is we teach them how to not just, numbers game, get your product or opportunity or network marketing opportunity in front of as many people as possible, but also how to build your own presence, how to build your brand so that people want to know what you're up to. And that's kind of what we teach, and I'm going to definitely share that with you here tonight. But just very quickly, I'm going to spend roughly 47 seconds on this. But in the past few years, I've been able to, we use this tagline that I've gone from foreclosure to Fiji. Back in 2009, I was in personal foreclosure, and I'm going to share with you how I actually got there and why I was there. I think some people, they tell you the rags to riches story, but they don't always tell you how what wrong turns they made. I'm going to tell you what wrong turns I made. And so, in 2009, I was in foreclosure. In 2011, I honeymooned in Fiji with my beautiful wife, Jessica, and so in a 2-year period, went from foreclosure to Fiji. And we like that story. It's pretty cool. In the past few years, we have earned 3 paid-for BMWs, and those aren't the, just like the lowest class. I'm talking about a 7 Series, an X5, and we currently have an X5 and a 535, but I did have a 7 Series that I actually traded in. I like the X5. It's pretty cool. I've written 2 best-selling books, Top Earner Recruiting Secrets and Vibrational Money Immersion. Those are both #1 in their in multiple categories in multiple countries for quite a long time. Actually, just today I got a nice little check, two checks actually, from Amazon, so that was kind of cool. I did become the #1 income earner in my last company, and just so you know what that means is, I did earn over $1 million in commissions with that company. I was not the master distributor. I was not given spillover. I built, that business. I was 85% of that entire company, and that was pretty cool. Now, that being said, I had failed at about a dozen different network marketing companies before that. So if you're on here and you've failed in network marketing in the past, hey, welcome, brother. Welcome, sister. I'm going to show you how to get out of that rut, because I did. If you go by track record and you say, hey, I want someone to teach me that's never failed, well, I just don't know too many people that are super successful that haven't failed or stumbled at least a little bit. I have, between our coaching and training business and our network marketing business, we have hit over $2 million in revenue a year. Very blessed for that. The neat thing about that is, I can't say this for every profession on the planet, but in our profession, the only way for you to make a lot of money is for you to start providing more value to people, for you to start helping people, for you to start solving more problems. So if you want to make more money, solve more problems. If you want to make more money, help more people. And that is absolutely applicable in our profession. I can't necessarily say that for all professions, but we can definitely say it inside of network marketing. Most importantly, creative freedom. This is something that, we've been able to travel the world. This past year, we did a cruise to Alaska. We went over to Cabo. We did Maui. We did Ireland. We did London. I mean, we traveled all over. We had such a blast, hung out with some of the coolest people on the planet. It was just so much fun. Spoke on many different stages, shared the stage with some amazing people, and just had a blast. So let's get away from, okay, yada yada about me, and let's talk about you. All of this stuff that I just shared with you would not, I just don't believe I could have made any of that happen if I didn't learn what I'm going to teach you tonight. That's how important tonight is. Tonight's an important night for you. We're in 2015, and unless you have let me be very clear, all right? Unless you have a very distinct plan for 2015, guess what your 2015 is going to look like? It's going to look like 2014, okay? Now, some of you, maybe you had amazing 2014s. Me personally, it was our best year ever. In 2009, we had a pretty rough year. I was getting out of foreclosure. 2010 was my best year ever until 2011. That was my best year. Then until 2012, until 2013, until 2014. So if you don't have a distinct strategic plan for 2015, you're going to have 2014 all over, and maybe that's great for some of you. Maybe it's not for some of you. I'm going to share with you some strategies that you can absolutely use this year to totally change your life and change your business. Is that exciting? Am I in the right place? Is this what we want to talk about? Just curious. You guys with me? All right, Paul's with me. Gina, Madeline says, so psyched. I like that word, psyched. Sounds awesome. Let's go, go, go. All right, cool. All right, so let's get the party started. So here's what you're going to learn tonight. You're going to learn how I quit corporate America to never return. And that was back in 2005. 2004 is when I actually started studying how to be an entrepreneur. 2005, it literally, I mean, almost to the day, was 1 year later that I went full-time. I left corporate America, never to return. How I used attraction marketing offline before I even knew the term to build a different type of empire. Now, I don't think, if there's 5 of you on this webinar that know any details about that story, I'd be surprised. Most of you have never heard that type of story, at least my story. How I adapted similar but kind of weird, kind of different principles to build the online world and build our multi-million-dollar business. And here's what you need to understand. You do not need to come into this being a guru. You don't have to have a billion hours of experience. You really, the only criteria you absolutely have to have, interestingly enough, is you have to be a student. Now, I want you to understand something. I've had a lot of different successes. I've also had a lot of different failures. I am just a hungry hippo student. I am so hungry as a student. I'm constantly, just today I bought another audiobook. I go through books all the time. I listen to anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour and a half of audiobooks every single day. I read a chapter every single day. I'm constantly investing in coaching and mentoring and courses. I'm a voracious student, constantly consuming information so that I can improve my knowledge and my value so I can help more people. That's the requirement to follow what I'm going to share with you here tonight. So let's get the party started. So at the end, just so you know, if there's anything, more than likely I'm going to be on kind of a roll during the webinar, so I'm probably not going to be stopping and answering questions during the webinar, but I assure you I will stick around, whether it's till midnight or however long we need to go. I will stick around to answer your questions toward the end of this, okay? So as you know, this is a totally free webinar. You're going to get some good information. Make sure you have a pen and a pad of paper, or some of you maybe use your notes. But turn off Dances with the Stars. Turn off whatever other distractions maybe creeping up on you. Mute the TV, whatever you have to do. But pay attention to this, because this is a new year, and we need to play bigger in this year if we're going to have a better 2015 than 2014. All right, so let's talk about this. So from corporate to self-employed. So I was in the IT department. I was a database administrator working for an insurance company, and guess what? I was making a good salary. I was making a little bit under $80,000 a year. I did not ever finish college, actually. I didn't even finish high school on time, but I did end up finishing. I had taken a couple years of college, never did finish that degree. I'll probably go back at some point. And I realized a couple things, okay? I realized a couple things. Number one, I realized that I was spending more time with pictures of my kids than the real thing. Anyone resonate with that? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Like I would leave home when they were still asleep. I would come home, a lot of times they were already in bed. And at my desk I had a couple different pictures of them, and I would sit there all day long staring at pictures of my kids. I would literally spend more time with the pictures than the real thing. And the second realization I had was the more I worked, the better I did, the more they demanded. Now this is a big realization, because in anything I've ever done, I wanted to be the best at. If I no matter what, when I was working that drive-through at Burger King, I wanted to be the best. When I was when I was in telemarketing, I wanted to be the best. Anything I've ever done, I've always wanted to be the best. And that was the case in corporate America too. That was the case. And the problem was, I was good at what I was doing, and they would pay me a little bit more, but then they would immediately demand more of me. So it was like the week that I got an increase in pay, well, guess what? I had to work that weekend, surprisingly, right? So the better I did, the worse my lifestyle got. Has anyone ever had that experience? I'm just curious. I don't think I'm unique in that. Anyone else ever see that? So yeah, Kathy says you bet. Tina says yes. Paul, So guys, you should see the yeses. So some of you, maybe you're on here and you're a college student and you're yet to enter the workforce. I'm just letting you know there's a lot of yeses right now. There's a lot of people. You know, the better they did, yeah, they would pay me more, but they would demand more of me. And it was like they were entitled to that. So it wasn't enough that I was just doing good. Now I had to do good and work harder, right, and work longer. And so I read a couple different books, okay? One of those books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Now I read another one called Building Wealth by one of my former coaches, actually, Russ Whitney. And so I read a couple different books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that explained to me the whole, you know, trading time for dollars. Eventually you get tired of trading that time, right? So I learned the concept of residual income. And at the exact same time that I'm reading these kind of books, I became friends with the guy that sat in the cubicle right in front of me, my buddy Kyle. Some of you may know him. Actually, I just missed him for New Year's, unfortunately. He was down in this area. He lives up in Atlanta right now. But he was right in front of me in the cubicle, right in front of me. We became friends, and I started telling him, man, we should go into real estate. And, you know, he was studying residual income. He was making a good salary. And so we both said, yeah, man, we should go into real estate. And so we both took out home equity lines, and we said, we're going to play the real estate game, right? And, you know, it's back then, that was, so think about it, 2005 in the state of Florida, anyone with a pulse could make a lot of money in real estate. Now, we decided to do something a little bit differently. At least that's how we started. We started with buying rental properties, okay? So we would negotiate these rental properties down as high as we possibly could. We were buying in low-income areas. We would take our home equity lines of credit and put up tens of thousands of dollars to buy a duplex, a triplex, sometimes a single-family home. In fact, I went online and I found this on the Property Appraiser. This is the very first, it's one of the very first duplexes we purchased. We actually bought, this is on, for those in my area, this is on a street called Lynetta Avenue in Fort Myers, Florida. And there were 3 duplexes all side by side. This was our first purchase, our very first purchase. And these were little 2-bedroom, 1-bath duplexes, and you know, we would manage them, we would paint them, we would fix the doors when they would punch holes in them, and we would go there, you know, the first of every month and collect cash and be a total target for getting shot in the face, right? But this is how we started the journey, right? And so lots of risk, lots of, not only financially, but I mean, you know, someone slips and falls, you know, driving around with cash in our pockets, because the reality is we bought quite a few of these things, okay? We bought quite a few duplexes, single-family homes, and things like that. Now, those of you in network marketing, pay attention, because I'm going to make the turn, and I'm going to share with you how I went and why I went from real estate into network marketing. Now, one thing that I realized is, hey, man, I don't have to buy all these properties. I can get these things under a contract and just sell the contract, okay? Now, this is known as wholesaling, right? And I'm not here, believe me, guys, tonight I am not teaching you real estate. I'm just sharing with you my story, and then I'm going to get into, you know, I want you to understand how I came up with this process, and so that you can fully understand why it works in any niche, whether it's real estate, whether it's network marketing, whether it's whatever. So I got into contracts. I'm like, man, these are much easier to sell. I'll just sell contracts. So I would negotiate, and I actually trained people how to be good negotiators. They would negotiate a property, get it under contract. We would then sell that contract for someone else to close on it and make a fee in the middle, right? So I would sell a contract for, you know, anywhere from, heck, I've sold contracts for $800. I've sold contracts for $35,000, right? I think my biggest contract I ever sold was like $75,000. It was crazy, right? That was a hot real estate market. You literally could do no wrong. Now, this is where I made a critical, there was something clicked. I don't know if I read the right marketing book. I don't remember exactly where I got this idea, but I started thinking, man, if I can more quickly attract real estate investors, I can really take my business to the next level. So I started the Forever Wealth Club. Now, the Forever Wealth Club is actually still the name of my company. I've actually kept that company name because I really like the name Forever Wealth Club. The Forever Wealth Club was a meetings. I would hold monthly meetings in my area, and I would teach. I would either have a speaker come in. So this was kind of like a real estate investor association, right? So I would have speakers come in sometimes. Sometimes I would do the teaching. But what I was doing is I was leading with education, okay? Why? Why was I doing that? Because there were a billion realtors out there. There were a billion real estate investors out there. Everyone was selling houses. Everyone was doing that. Very, very few were actually educating people. Very few. So I felt, you know what? If I can start dropping some education, if I can create an educational platform, I can attract people to me, and they'll get to know me, and maybe some of them will want to do business with me, right? And guess what? It worked. I ran events. I mean, we had, you know, there were times where we would have 200 people in the room every single month in multiple states and multiple counties and all kinds of different stuff. So what was I doing? I was providing, and one of you actually just said it. I just saw the comment. Yeah, exactly, Scott. I was providing value to the marketplace that I wanted to attract. Okay. Now, do you guys? I'm going to stop here. I know we're talking about real estate. I don't want you to focus on what real estate. I want you to focus on that I was leading with value. I was leading with education to attract people to me. Do you guys understand that so far? What's going on, right? So instead of me just saying, hey, I have houses for sale, hey, I have houses for sale, hey, I have houses for sale, I said, hey, start learning how to buy houses. Learn how to, negotiate properties. Learn how to manage properties. Do you see the difference? It's very different. One is let me educate you and build a relationship with you. The other one is buy my stuff. Okay? Now you can probably see where I'm going with this inside of network marketing, but let's continue on and we'll get there. All right? So the Forever Wealth Club was a profitable environment to attract my target market to me via education. Notice I said profitable. Okay? So I created it in a way that whether someone did business with me real estate-wise or not, I would still make some profits. I hope you hold on to that. I hope you hold on to that, okay? I hope you really get that. I know, and some of you, you're in network marketing, maybe you've never studied marketing in your entire life, and you're getting like a PhD level course right here. And I encourage you, follow along. Keep it simple. Just follow the story, and we'll wrap it up with all kinds of questions answered and things like that. Anytime you can create a profitable environment to attract your target market, that is very powerful, okay? Very powerful. So whether someone bought a house from me or sold a house to me or whatever, whether they did that or not, if they came into my environment of the Forever Wealth Club, I would earn a profit, they would get education, both parties are happy. Now my end goal was I hope to do some business with them, because that is where some bigger money could be made. Like if I flipped a house with somebody, they may make $10,000, right? Versus, what I charge at the door or what I would charge for a course, like $100 or a couple $100 or something like that, right? Okay. So we had chapters in Morgantown, West Virginia, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Naples, Fort Myers. We ran a lot of meetings out of Port Charlotte as well. We were basically, we were everywhere, right? Here's why it didn't work. So I was doing all of this, right? By the way, to run just a monthly meeting, it's a serious amount of work. It really is. It's not a joke. You gotta do a couple things, okay? Here's why that didn't work, and here's where I went wrong, all right? When the market changed, I was continuing to pay for a lot of advertising out there, okay? So when the market changed and my model of investing in real estate just simply no longer worked. And I don't know how many of you were ever in real estate, but if you're an investor, you kind of understand what I'm talking about. When the market changed, my model for big profits went out the door. The problem was I started having to cover all these rental properties. Then I was covering all this advertising that I had contracts on, but just no big money coming in, okay? When that happened, all of my, because think about who was my target market. My target market was investors, right? That's who I had coming to the Forever Wealth Club, was people interested in real estate investing. Okay, I had some realtors. There were maybe 10, maybe 20% of the people in the room were realtors, but most of them were investors. They were interested in learning how to invest, learning subject to, learning lease options, learning payment plans, learning all these different things, right? Well, when I got hit hard, they got hit hard, right? Not in direct relation to me, but in direct relation to the market. So when they started less money, they started showing up less. When I started making less money and I'm paying for all this real estate and the Forever Wealth Club, it became not a profit center, but a profit loss, unfortunately. Very small leverage. I had to show up. I had a limited number of people that I could have in the room, et cetera, and so forth. Now, the big thing looking back, okay, most of what I had done up to that point was really through books. I hadn't actually had a major coach or mentor. I had some people that helped me, but not in a structured, like kind of accountable kind of way. It was just kind of here and there. Like if I happened to, have a good conversation with someone that maybe helped me out, whatever, right? I didn't have much structured. I didn't invest in a ton of courses. I didn't really invest in my education. So my entire scenario was based on a hot market. In a hot market, this model totally works. It just works, right? Because to be honest, almost anything works in a hot market, right? So the deal is, right? The deal is when the market turned, I lost really everything I ever made in real estate. I went in personal foreclosure, lost it all. Life was not fun. For about a year, I was kind of like in a financial, mental, spiritual coma. I just kind of looked out the window. I hoped for sunny days, but really didn't know if they would ever come. So it just wasn't a pretty sight, right? Now, but I am so grateful for all of these different things because they were all lessons to prepare me for where I was really meant to be, in my opinion, okay? What I was doing was offline attraction marketing. Offline attraction marketing means running meetings, speaking, holding events, and teaching, leading with education, not coupons, not discounts, not sales, not things like that, right? I was leading with education. I was leading with training. I was leading with value, okay? Now, I know, with what I know now, combining what I did, offline attraction marketing, see, I had a very small online footprint. I didn't really understand online marketing. In fact, I remember, and she was always quick to point this out, I remember my former fiance, who I was with before I was, met Jessica. We were engaged, and I remember her one day, she goes, you should set up a website. And I'm like, why would I set up a website? Because I was doing everything through email, and I was doing everything through fax and stuff like that. And I don't know, I don't know why I didn't think to set up a website. I mean, it's kind of silly. I mean, it was 2005, 2006. Why wouldn't I have a website, right? But I didn't. Knowing what I know now about online marketing, I could absolutely make that work, and I can make it work big time for really anything. Tonight I was actually over at my buddy's. They just opened up a new office. They do financial planning and life insurance and things like that. And they're asking, we've been chatting back and forth about helping them with a game plan for crushing it. I know how to crush offline when it comes to marketing very easily, right? You integrate it into online, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But let's move forward, okay? So internetwork marketing, July 15, 2009. First of all, before we move forward, is this interesting? I know it's a little. Some of this, maybe it's a little out there, maybe it's a little different than most of your typical standard network marketing dealios that you hear. All right, so I'm sharing with you, my story, really, and how we got here. All right, cool. Okay. Because now, even though I did have some success in real estate, now it's just such a different world. I mean, it's just so way more awesome, with totally less risk, totally less, market volatility. When the market goes down, there's more people interested in network marketing. And, so it's just, and when the market goes up, there's more people buying training. So it's just, we're in a much better environment now, and we teach a much better environment. So 2009, new world. So after I got wiped out in real estate, a buddy invited me to a home meeting. So yes, Ray Higdon was recruited at a home meeting, right? So it wasn't some fancy online funnel. It wasn't some clever paid advertising targeted at me. It was a warm market buddy who didn't know I was in foreclosure that invited me to a home meeting, right? July 15, 2009. And so I looked at this thing and I said, you know what? I failed in network marketing in the past, but screw it. I got nothing better to do. I got nothing going on. I'm going to run at this thing. Remember that one of the traits that I have is I always want to be the best at whatever I do. And it just came at the right in the company, which I did. And I realized along the way, you see, I actually wasn't doing it like I did with Forever Wealth Club. I didn't think initially I didn't think, oh, I'll set up an education company. I actually didn't think that. I just thought, you know what, I'm going to crush it, become the #1 income earner in this company, and do really well. That was my sole focus. But along the way, because I incorporated the internet, because I started learning how to put content out there, how to put videos out there, I realized that education was very badly needed in network marketing, and there were a lot of people in other companies that wanted my training. They didn't want to join me in my network marketing company, but they wanted my training. And so that made me realize, oh my goodness, man, I can create an education company inside of network marketing and help people out in any kind of company, and also still continue to crush it in my own network marketing company. And so here's the difference, okay? This is a key distinction. In real estate, okay, I didn't teach how to run meetings. I didn't teach how to speak and sell from stage. I didn't teach those things. That's what I did, but I didn't teach that. This time around, I actually wanted to teach what I did. I now teach our coaching clients how to do exactly what we do. I teach them exactly how to create content, how to build a following, how to create products, how to create webinars that sell. I teach that now. I teach how to build your brand, how to build your Facebook following, how to build your audience. I teach all that stuff. And I also teach the standard fundamentals of network marketing, how to recruit, how to prospect, having the right mindset, team building, duplication, etc. Right? So it's a little different. It's a little additional to what I ever taught inside of real estate. So enter ILT, and as of today, I've added P. Now, a lot of you who've been on my webinars in the past, you've heard me talk about ILT. ILT is invest, learn, teach. Okay. Now the P I've added actually today. I had a coaching call with one of my mentors, and they brought it up, and I said, you know what? I like that. I like what you're talking about. I'm going to add that. And they said, sure, go for it. Invest, learn, teach is something I've been teaching for a while. And every single one of you, and I mean every one of you, 100% of you, you're already doing the I and the L. But you may not be doing the T, and if you're not doing the T, you're not doing the P. okay? INL is invest and learn, okay? So you, tonight, you invested your time to get on this webinar and learn something, okay? And I'm going to teach you, you know, you're hearing all these stories because I want to give you the context of why this works and why it works no matter who you want to attract to you. If I wanted to build a real estate business, I assure you I could build it. If I wanted to build a plumbing empire, I could build it. If I wanted to build an air conditioning empire, I could do it, right? And so ILT, invest and learn. What most people aren't doing is T. Most people aren't teaching what they are learning. It's so simple, but so few people do it. That's why it stands out. And that's why it stood out back when I did Forever Wealth Club. Okay, when I did Forever Wealth Club, hardly anyone, you know, there are lots of people, buy my home, buy my home, buy my home, or sell your home to me, sell your home to me. But there were very few people teaching how to find more buyers, how to find more sellers, how to negotiate contracts, right? How to do lease options, how to do land contracts, how to set up your corporation. Hardly anyone was doing that stuff. And so it stands out when you are a teacher, when you lead with value. P is just profit. If you do ILT and you follow what I'm going to share with you here tonight, you will create a profit. You will. I'm just going to tell you that. So let's move forward. So ILTP, invest, learn, teach, profit. So like I said before, I have two columns of teaching now. Skill sets, right? I still teach skill sets. My audience loves me talking about recruiting. I talk about recruiting all the time because they love it. That's a skill set, okay? That's a skill set needed if someone wants to improve their game in network marketing. They need to get better at prospecting, recruiting, and closing. I teach that. They need to have a stronger mindset. I teach that. However, I also have a subset of people in my audience that I teach invest, learn, teach, profit, okay, to attract people like I do. You see, I don't need to cold call ever for really the rest of my life. I just don't need to do that. Now, could I do it? I could. Just because I can doesn't mean I should, okay? Instead, I create, I study, I invest in coaching, I invest in courses, I invest in training, I invest in seminars, events, etc. I learn, I teach, meaning I produce online content. How many of you have listened to at least one of my podcasts? Just curious. I know a few of you must have, okay? All right, and you know, I'm sure some of you have watched at least one of my blogs, right? One of my blog videos, right? You know, so what am I doing there? I'm teaching. That's what I'm doing. I'm throwing the T out there. I'm teaching. I'm teaching things that I've learned through conversations, through coaching, through courses, through books, through seminars, through events, etc. Fill in the blank, right? I learn, I throw it out there, I teach. And then I have a way to create profits. Now, in the beginning, it was affiliate marketing. Now, some of you may not be familiar with affiliate marketing, but there are different programs out there. There are different products out there that if you like them, if you find benefit in them, you can refer people to them and you make a part of the sale, right? So, you know, I mean, there are, you know, for example, one of the affiliate programs that I started with early on was My Lead System Pro. Someone introduced me to My Lead System Pro and said, hey, this is good for learning internet marketing. And I said, okay, and I bought it. Well, guess what? They made an affiliate commission. And then when I got into it and I started learning, I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. And I had other people come to me and say, hey, man, how do I learn online marketing? I said, here, do this. And all of a sudden, they bought MLSP through my link, and I made a profit. I made some things. So when you do ILT, here's the funny part, guys. The P is almost natural. It's actually simple. It's easy. It really is. Now, let me explain to you the difference. You ready for this? So what is the network marketing version of what most realtors do? Okay? So most realtors, what do they post on their wall? Here's the, 657 Lynetta Avenue, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, $66,000. Come to the open house, right? Is there anything educational about that? No. Unless I'm specifically interested in looking for that exact same thing. If you throw enough, a blind squirrel will find a nut eventually, right? If you throw enough out there, then surely you'll see it. Well, the problem is reputation. The problem is your brand. The more time someone sees something that you are promoting that they don't want, the less likely they'll be turned on with anything you ever promote. See, that's a big deal. So, what's the difference? What's the equivalent in network marketing? The equivalent in network marketing is join my team. Join my team. Now, I see people every single day that they post in 35 different Facebook groups, hey, join my deal. It's nothing to join, and you make $25 if you can blow your nose. You see, zero value. It's all just a pitch fest. So when you do the T, you stand out. When you teach people just the stuff that you're learning, and if you're on here, guess what? You're a student. You're learning stuff. Maybe you learn through audiobooks, books, courses, whatever, right? You're learning stuff. When you are unlike those realtors that just pitch their properties or say, hey, sell your house with me, buy this house, okay? When you're unlike that realtor out there that just pushes their house, and you're unlike that network marketer that just pushes his company, join my team, my company's the best, here it is, it's awesome. And when you get into the trainer role, when you get into the someone of value role, people actually want to buy stuff from you. They want to. You build an audience. Some people, maybe you don't understand this, but when you build an audience, it's so powerful. We just don't, when we have something that we believe is valuable for the marketplace, we simply, email it out, and people buy it. Why? Because they're so used to us providing value. How different is that than posting join my team in 35 news groups or 35 Facebook groups every day? It's so different. It's night and day, guys. So if you learn ILTP, that is so powerful. So how many want to learn this? Now, I ask this seriously because how many want to truly learn ILTP? I'm just curious. Now, here's the reality. I'm going to say it before someone comments. Not all of you do. I'm positive. I'm positive that not everyone does. Why? Because most people, not most people, but a lot of people are looking for the easy route. And they think that the easy route is not learning branding, is not learning content creation, is not learning how to teach, okay? See, to me, the hardest thing in the world is to just be a pitch person. It's just to constantly, every day you wake up with no audience. Every day you wake up with no one following you. Every day you wake up with no one that wants to hear from you. To me, damn, that's tough. That is tough. You're saying every day I have to cold market to the world? That's what I have to do? Man, that's tough, okay? So in an effort to save time in some people's head, in my opinion, they're doing it the very toughest way, the toughest way you can possibly do it, okay? So I'm just curious. Have you gotten some value so far? Are you seeing where the puzzle pieces fit together? Here's the deal, too. Don't you feel great when you teach people something? Don't you? Don't you feel like, man, I taught somebody something. And people thank you. Every single day, without fail, for as long as I can remember, for years, we get at least one person thank us. At least one person says, hey, because of you, I kept going. Because of you, I hit the next rank. Because of you, I recruited my first person. Because of you, I learned this. I overcame this. I was able to say this. I prospected this. We get that every single day. It's a great feeling. Now, here's the deal. Not all of those people join my team, and that's okay. It's okay. My goal is to help raise the vibration of this entire profession, okay? And there's a lot of guys out there doing it. There's a lot of guys out there doing it. Eric Worre, he raises the vibration of this profession every single day he's alive, right? He pumps value out into the marketplace, raises the vibration. It's great. He's awesome. One of my good buddies. I had the pleasure of spending his last 2 birthdays with him. Amazing guy. I really look up to him. There are guys out there, but guess what? They stand out. They stand out, okay? The people that only are just pitching their deal nonstop, they're a one-trick pony, that's all they ever do, they don't teach anybody anything, they just pitch their deal, that's the people that don't stand out, that in my opinion are doing it the very toughest way. So let's continue, all right? So here's what you do. This is ILTP. Now this is, you absolutely, if you just get this one slide, this one slide, you can change your entire business, okay? So you ILTP to solve the problems of your target market for a profit, okay? So you look at who do you want to attract. Guess what? Not all of you should be targeting network marketers. Some of you, we have health and wellness network marketing as, coaching clients. Some of them, they ILT health and wellness, right? So they learn the 6 ways to melt belly fat, and they do a blog on how to melt your belly fat, and guess who they attract? People that are interested in health and wellness, people that are interested in losing weight. See, ILT does not have to just be network marketing. It can be for real estate. It can be, I helped my buddy Jeff in Naples. He runs a generator company. Guess what? I taught him how to ILT the generator niche. He has more business than he's ever had in his entire life. He's like, Ray, it's unbelievable. People are finding my online content all the time. I literally get new orders every single day. It's crazy. It's awesome. ILT works for anyone you ever want to attract to you. You just need to know, who do you want to attract? Do you want to attract people who are interested in learning internet marketing? Do you want to attract people who are interested in learning more about network marketing? Do you want to attract people who are interested in learning, how to save as a shopper? Do you want to learn how to attract people that are interested in travel? Do you want to learn how to attract people that are interested in real estate? You get to pick. You can ILT anything, okay? And so what you do is you determine what are the problems of your target market. And I imagine some of you, maybe, this concept, you're like, well, I don't know what my problems of my target market are. You're probably overcomplicating it, and we will get into with the Q&A, okay? I promise you, we'll do some Q&A. You, okay, immerse yourself in whatever target market you're wanting to attract, and you take your notes. You take notes from any relevant book, course, webinar, coaching, etc., and you simply convert that knowledge to online content. That's what you do, okay? So it's as simple as, I read, let's see, Motivation Manifesto with Brendon Burchard. I got some fantastic mindset tricks out of that book. I did a video for that book, right? I actually did a few. I did a video for that book and for his training that came with that book, and I had over check this out, I had over 8,000 people buy his book through my link, okay? And I actually placed 3rd in his marketing contest, and he cut me a check. Brendon Burchard cut me a check for $10,000. That was just a bonus check, right? But what did I do? I read his book. I read his book, and I talked about what I learned from that book, and I suggested to other people to buy that book. And guess what? It's a great book. It's a great book. That is ILTP to a T. I invested, bought his book, I learned something in that book, I taught something from that book, and I profited by using his affiliate link, my affiliate link for his book. Okay? And it's actually, I'll actually make a lot more than 10,000. 10,000 was just the bonus for being 3rd. Okay? I'll actually make a lot more commissions than that. And did I hold my integrity? Do you know if I didn't like that book, I wouldn't have promoted it. See, I'm not suggesting to just promote anything under the sun. Promote things that you love. And sometimes that may be your network marketing companies. A lot of times it may not be. It may not be that. Okay? And that's what you want to do. You want to create, you want to constantly be educating yourself and putting that value out there. Now, it's something that, you know, I put out more free value than most people, okay? I put out a free podcast every single day. I put out 5 to 7 free videos on my blog every single week, and I've done that for almost 5 years, right? But what happens is you build that audience, you build that following, you build your brand, and when you find something that you really like, when you find something like the Brendan Burchard book, like the new Tony Robbins book, like, you know, some of you can be an affiliate of some of my products, whatever, right? When you find that thing that you like, hey, you may be an affiliate and promote it and create some additional profits. Now, here's what happens on the back end. When you are generating leads, when you are having more people reach out to you, you're going to have some conversations. Guess what? Some of those people are going to be looking to make additional money. That's where you can bring up your network marketing company. You see, hardly anybody even sees me promote my network marketing company anymore. But do you know we recruit people every single week, and we've done that for every single week for 5 years. For 5 years, okay? Yet, you don't see me marketing it out of respect for my coaching clients. I don't want to pound, you know, my blog list with my network marketing company because I don't want to turn off my existing coaching clients. I don't want to turn off all the students who've shared my stuff with their teams. I don't need to do that because I can make profits in other things that I suggest that doesn't conflict. And if someone reaches out to me and says, hey, I'm looking for a network marketing company, which if you do enough of this, you will get that, I can tell them about my company. Well, so can you. Now, here's the deal. From the very start of me showing this slide to right now, if you just took that segment right there, you could totally change your business. Totally. You could totally change your business. But I believe some of you may want to go deeper. And I'm going to share with you, before we get to Q&A, I'm going to share with you a way to do that. So this weekend, this actual weekend, it's actually, I can't believe it. It's a couple days away. We've been planning this for months and months and months. This weekend, I'm doing a 2-day marketing mastermind teaching exactly word for word, step by step, headline by headline, how to implement this with any niche, okay? Exact copy, exact titles, exact content, my 4-step video system, exactly how to do it from assuming you don't have any following, assuming you don't have any technical expertise, okay? Now, this event, we do have a couple seats left. This isn't actually what I'm not selling this tonight. If you are in the Southwest Florida area or perhaps in Florida or maybe Atlanta or something and you'd like to grab one of the last seats, feel free to shoot me an email or shoot my support an email, support@rayhigdon.com. But that's actually not what I'm selling here tonight. What I'm sharing with you tonight, I'm going to share with you, I know most of you may not be able to make this last-minute decision to come to Florida and attend this marketing mastermind, but I'd like to offer you the recordings for a really, really incredible price. So check this out. If you want to follow along, go to rayhigdon.com/workshop, and then we're going to get to all your questions as well. So you get 2 full days of audio. You get it all. You can listen from your home, lifetime access. That's a retail value of $499. I'm going to share with you every single step of how to build your online empire, step by step, word by word, everything inside of this workshop. We're going to record even the questions asked within the workshop. You get the audios. Now, let me give you a heads up. These audios are being recorded at the end, during this weekend. okay? So don't expect them, you know, tonight, okay? This is a future event. That's why I'm going to give you a insane price for this. So stick around. I'm going to share with you. I have to imagine that if you've hung with me for all of this marketing talk, I have to imagine you're going to get it. I got to imagine you're going to get your copy, because I'm going to give you a bunch of bonuses to do so as well. Okay, so you get 2 full days, all of the audio. It's going to take us a few days to get that audio in shape for you, so you got to bear with me. You're getting a great price because of that. All right. Now, just so you know, some of you are on here and you're actually coming to the event. You get all the audio, so you get everything that I'm talking about here tonight. Okay. All right. You're also going to get my email marketing riches. I found that most people, they don't know how to communicate with their email list. I'm going to share with you exactly inside of Email Riches how to communicate with that email list, how to bring up your network marketing company without them getting all bent out of shape. Now, that's a retail value of $197. The next bonus is capture page creation. If you want to start generating more leads, you need to be able to create your own capture page. But most people are really intimidated by technology. I know I was. And this shows you step by step how to create your own capture pages. Very, very simple. And this is something you can rewind it, you can go back, but it shows you step by step how to create your own capture pages. And you know, that's what you're going to do. So it's $97. I even share with you inside the 2-day workshop how and when to use capture pages. Sometimes you want to use them, sometimes you just want to do a basic video, and I share that with you. Then we get into how to set up your giveaway on your website. My man Thomas, who's my business manager, good friend, someone I really look up to and admire being around, he walks you step by step how to set up your giveaway on your website. This is the #1 mistake of most websites that I see, is they have a terrible giveaway. Terrible giveaway. Okay? It's very simple to follow. That's a retail value of $97. And we're going to have 2 bonus webinars. Now, the first bonus webinar is tomorrow night. It's Tuesday night. That's when we're doing the first one. If you just can't make it, if you're not sure if you're going to get this or whatever, okay, you will get the recording of that. The second one is after the workshop, because it's more of an implementation webinar. I want to make sure you're using what you learn. I don't know if any of you have ever been through training where you go through the training, you're excited, but you're not sure exactly how to apply it in your world. Well, this is going to help you with actual implementation. That's a retail value of $197. So everything that I talked about here tonight, your entire marketing blueprint for 2015, I'm talking about the 2 days of workshop, the email riches, the capture page training, the email giveaway, the bonus webinars. It's over $1,000 worth of value. And you're not going to invest $1,000 tonight and through till the workshop is over. You're able to get every single bonus that I talked about here for $97. $97. I want you to just think about that. I'm not talking about 2 hours of training. I'm talking about 2 entire days of training. 2 entire days of training you're getting on audio, and all of the bonuses that I talked about for $97. $97. RayHigdon.com/workshop. If you're not blown away, we do carry 100% money back guarantee. I just know at $97, it's kind of a crazy deal for you. So it is a limited time offer. So let me explain to you how this works. The marketing workshop is January 9th and January 10th. Okay? After the workshop, when the workshop ends, this price will more than double. So you're getting the opportunity to, you're making a pre-investment. This is like a beta kind of launch here. You're getting pre-investment price before it actually happens. You'll get the audios after the workshop. $97. Okay? So once the event ends, we will be able to sell this for a lot more than $97, just so you know, and we will be able to do that no problem. I mean, we have, let's see, we have let me give you an example, just an example. My cold market recruiting blueprint is right around 3 hours. We sell that for $97. every single day for as long as I remember. I don't remember the last time we had a day where we didn't sell at least one copy. This is 2 days of training, 9 to 5, both days, 2 entire days of training that teach you step by step by step how to build your marketing empire. So, all right. So there we go. So if you have questions for me, post them in the GoToWebinar. I know some people, they just, as soon as they hear something's for sale, they leave, and then they wonder why they don't have any buyers, right? That's okay. It's okay. I know that those of you who are left and you're excited here, that means you're a serious marketer and you want to crush it in 2015, and that's awesome. First of all, how many think that's pretty cool? How many think that's a pretty cool, is that a pretty cool price? Did I make it? My goal is to make it irresistible, okay? All right, cool. So lots of you. And I also know a lot of you, for whatever reason, couldn't make it to the workshop. And I have people in the Netherlands, people in Australia, people in my, we got buddies all over in all kinds of different countries. And I know that not everyone could make it to the event. I know it's not as cool as being at the event, okay, but we wanted to give you a great price for that. So if you have a question for me around marketing, around the workshop, around whatever, keep in mind we do have a couple spots left. To attend the workshop, it's $497, so it's $497 to be there in person. I do think it's a great opportunity if you are in the state of Florida or maybe even Atlanta or whatever, or you happen to be in this area, then I would suggest making it if you can. It is in, some of you are asking where it is. It's actually in the Coconut Hyatt Place in Estero, Florida. It's about 5 minutes from my house. I actually drive by it every single day. So we have it right in my backyard here, and I think it's a great price if you can make it physically. If you cannot, we wanted to make it irresistible at $97. All right. So let's see here. All right, so question number 1, when are you coming to do a seminar in Honolulu? I have a lot of love for Honolulu, okay? Not only, let's see, what are all those special things in Honolulu? I thought I had more than one. Honolulu is where I proposed, right? I actually proposed at the, Verna, I don't know if you know this hotel or not, but I proposed to my beautiful wife at the Kahala, one of my favorite hotels on the planet. They have the most amazing dark chocolate covered macadamia nuts. Oh my goodness, it's so epic. Such a great hotel, and I just love it. So yeah, we got engaged in Honolulu. I love Hawaii. We've been to Maui, we've been to Kauai, we've been to Honolulu a couple times actually. So yeah, we love Honolulu. When am I going to do a seminar in Honolulu? I don't know. I don't know. I guess I would have to know, how many people out there are interested. I will tell you something funny. I did go to London for one of my teammates, and at the last minute, my buddy Lisa Grossman, she said, "Hey, you're going to do a generic event, right?" I'm like, "Well, I wasn't planning on it." She's like, "Oh my goodness, you got to." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And we put a generic training event on in London. We had like 220 people there. It was crazy. It was our very first time in London, and that was a paid event. People had to pay to come to that event. So I don't know, Verna. I'm game. If you have a large team, or if you have a lot of people that you believe would attend a seminar, I'm game to chat more. All right, but no dates currently. Will I ever be in Kansas or Colorado? So I imagine I'm going to get a few of these questions, aren't I? I don't know. We've avoided the go on the road dog and pony show, and we've kind of been selective with where we've gone, but I'm always game. If you have a large team that shows up to events and you'd like to get me in front of your team, and it could be talking about marketing, it could be talking about recruiting, prospecting, whatever, I'm game to chat. I'm game to chat with with people that have large groups. All right. Okay. Awesome. You're welcome. Lots of people thanking me for providing it at such a great price. That's really cool. That actually means a lot to me. I think we need to get this information out to more people because there's no reason why network marketing has a bad name. There really isn't. I mean, I know the reason. The reason is that so many people are just pitching their opportunity, pitching their opportunity, pitching their opportunity. If I can teach, if we should I say, if we can teach more people to start providing value and actually teaching and educating and putting value out there, man, I just think we can. I think we can make a big impact. I really do, and you know that's my hope at least. All right. So, man, lots of thank yous coming in and lots of questions. So, all right. So, what's the best advice you could give to someone who's an introvert when it comes to recruiting? Let me tell you, there's a very big difference between walking up to someone in the grocery store and starting a conversation versus someone entering their information on your website and asking you to call them. It's very different, okay? It's very different. I'll be honest, okay? And I purposely don't share this a whole lot because I don't want people to, I don't know what the term is. I don't want people to not do it because they think I don't do it a lot. You know, I don't go up to strangers a whole lot, to be honest. You know, I don't know. It's not. Now I have, and I will. Okay, I'm not like, you know, a total introvert there, but I'm definitely not a total extrovert. Now there are some trainers that are. My buddy Todd Falcone. I've hung out with that guy all over the planet. And that guy is a total extrovert. He's amazing. I look up to him, love him like a brother. Total extrovert. He totally does what he teaches. Me, I can teach someone how to be a good cold market recruiter and prospector. I just don't, it's not my preferred method. My preferred method is to create content and get people to ask me, you know, and reach out to me. And I'm telling you, once you figure that out, you know, being an introvert isn't that big of a deal, actually, because if people are reaching out to you, it sure is a lot easier to talk to them, man. And you will learn that in ILTP, for sure. Good question, Ree. I think your name is Ree. You mentioned having an affiliate marketing link on your blog promoting someone else's book, business, etc. How exactly does that work? How do you acquire the link? Well, not everyone has an affiliate link. You know, for example, we have an affiliate program. Let me test this actually. I don't know. We don't know what could possibly happen. So I'm gonna go to Google. Let me just see if this works. Ray Higdon affiliate program. Okay. So yeah. So you know, if you Google Ray Higdon affiliate program, you're gonna come to this page. Hopefully it's right. And it explains our affiliate program. And you can sign up for it, you can earn commissions and things like that. Not everyone has that. So depending on what you wanted to do, you know, let me show you, I'm gonna show you something funky. All right, you ready for this? Now this, I'm told, is not available in all states, but it is available in my state. Amazon has an affiliate program. So you can actually be, so let's say, so my earnings to date this month is $1.74, right? not super impressive, right? So what was last month? So last month I made $132 from Amazon affiliate. Not a huge amount, but hey, it's not, I mean, it's not terrible, right? And all I'm doing is suggesting something I like anyway. So let's say I like Tony Robbins. I could actually get my own personal affiliate link right here. So check this out. You're like watching live in action. This is fun. All right, so this is my personal affiliate link. And you don't, you know, the concept, I'm not trying to get you to remember how I got to all this stuff. I'm just showing you how it kind of works. So check this out. Great book I am reading right now. okay? So there's my big long affiliate link. At this point, I can actually erase this. And look, you can't even tell. Can you tell that's an affiliate link? You probably can't. So I'm going to post it right there. Great book I'm reading right now, right? So not everyone has affiliate programs, but typically you would just Google whatever you want to promote affiliate program, and you could find it, okay? So hopefully that at least, you know, gives you a hint there. All right. Yep, and watch the money roll in. Yeah, Verna. So we did record this webinar, but it won't be available tonight. But it'll be available in the next couple days. Okay. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for taking the time to share expertise. When do you sleep? You know, since I was a little kid, I really didn't require much sleep. Is 20 no's a day still something you suggest, or is it the 20 connections only? All right, so I'm glad you brought that up. Okay. When I started, I was not generating leads. I did not understand internet marketing, and I had to do what I had to do with what I had. And that is absolutely what I suggest for everybody, okay? So I went out and I did get 20 no's a day every single day for right around 6 months. And, you know, I read this book, Go for No. I just said, hey, I got to get there. I was dead broke. I was in foreclosure. I didn't have a marketing platform or a big footprint or a big following. I had to do what I had to do. Even though I have taught you, in my opinion, a superior way to recruit people by leading with value and education and getting them attracted to you, like, you know, bees to flower, right? They're not actually attracted to honey, they're attracted to flowers, right? To pollen, bees to pollen, right? Even though I've taught you a superior way of doing it, it doesn't mean that it's going to happen for you tomorrow. So you still have to do what you have to do. So always remember that. Don't think that just because you now know the power of marketing that you're now a super marketer. You still, until you have enough leads to put food on the table and to hit your income goals, you still need to go out there and beat the bushes and prospect. Online, offline, cold market, warm market. Okay. So Matt, what I'm doing as far as website creation, so as far as initial website creation, I'm going to give you the components of a good website. I'm going to tell you what you should have. One of the most critical is a good giveaway. And we actually have one of the bonuses that you get is how to do that. Okay, so I think it's Cynthia. You've been an awesome mentor. You're joining from Nigeria. Do you have plans for us to purchase the audio online after the workshop? Yes, it just will be a higher cost, okay? We are giving you the $97 crazy 2015 wholesale way to go deal up until the workshop is ongoing. Once that workshop doors close, that price will more than double. We could sell this all day long at $197, $497. I think we could sell it at $997. It's 2 entire days of training in depth. I'm not teaching mindset, okay? I'm not teaching recruiting or prospecting that's been taught by a million different trainers. I'm teaching exactly how I came into a niche with no success, right? And completely, just crushed it. Built a multi-million-dollar a year business and empire by using the principles of ILTP. If our following is not network marketing, I'm glad you're asking this question, Samantha. This is a good question. If our following is not network marketing, how do we market your products as an affiliate to them? I probably wouldn't, to be honest. We structure the majority of our products for network marketers, okay? Now, there are some exceptions. Like you can see some of the products at rayhigdon.com/products. For example, one of our products is the Make Money Blogging. Like this right here. This product right here would be good for anyone in any niche, right? So if someone wants to learn how to blog, well, they may not be a network marketer. They could be in any network, right? If someone wanted to learn how to do videos, this would work. So some of this stuff would be applicable, but like, your first 90 days, that's network marketing specific. The full-time formula, that's network marketing specific. The social media local prospecting, that's network marketing specific. All of these are network marketing specific, except this one. This is on presenting and selling from stage. So, don't just because I have an affiliate program, don't just try to sell it if your following isn't network marketing. So, I hope you appreciate that honest answer. Is vibrational money something that can help me go to the next level this year? Vibrational money immersion was one of my very first courses, and it's one of my favorite courses. I put a lot of heart and soul in that thing, man. So I've never, ever, ever had someone go through that course and not absolutely love it. How do you create a routine and stick to it? Ooh. So we will be covering routine because that is one of the most critical things of building your empire. We will absolutely cover that in the 2-day workshop. As far as let me answer your second question there, stick to it, okay? Stickiness and being consistent is directly tied to your vision of who you want to become. You see, the vision of who I want to become is so rock solid that when I get up in the morning, I have to create value. I literally feel weird. I physically feel strange if I don't create some kind of value. If I don't create a podcast, if I don't create a video, if I don't write a blog post, I feel weird. I feel strange because my vision is pulling me to do so. And so you want to know, who do you want to grow up to be? Who do you want to grow into? Who do you want to become? Okay. Will it be easy to implement the information without seeing the presentations being audio only? Good question. Thomas, make a note of this too. What I'm going to do, and this is a totally additional bonus. What a great question. Everyone be sure to thank Elvis. Elvis G. Okay. Thank Elvis G. What I'm going to do is I will actually include all of the PowerPoints that I use in the workshop. How's that? Pretty cool, right? So I will include the workshop, the PowerPoints that I use in the workshop. Those will be included, okay? Just so you know, I will put them in like a PDF kind of form, so they're not humongous because some of them are going to be freaking huge. But I'll put them in a form that you can access. Is that a pretty cool additional bonus? Just curious. That's pretty sweet, right? All right, awesome. I love giving you guys a great deal. That's what I like. If someone doesn't implement something, should you still teach it? I'm not sure I follow. Let's face it, there are tens of thousands of people on my list that they consume my information, but they don't take action on it. I heard my buddy Johnny Wimbrey say this, and sometimes the things that come out of his mouth, I'm just like, man, he's awesome, right? But he said, I teach people how to create success. I can't teach people how to want to create success, okay? I can't make somebody hungry, but I can take someone hungry to the next level. So hopefully that answers your question. Yep. You're welcome, David. Glad you like that. Awesome. It's actually, Paul Marie, it's actually at the Hyatt Place, Coconut Point. If you don't have, I don't know if you already have your ticket or not. If you do not have a ticket, you will have to have a ticket. Just shoot an email to support@rayhigdon.com. They can get you all squared away there. It's $497 for to attend live the 2-day. We got a few more there. A few seats left. So Cameron, great question. How do you go about launching a website such as yours when you're new to network marketing? I'm a college student. Great question. I will cover that definitely in depth in the workshop. The reality is, guess what? I had to start somewhere too, okay? When I started, I was not the #1 income earner in my company. I had failed in a bunch of different companies, and I hadn't created success, right? And so you need to understand that it's much less about your resume and much more about your teaching, okay? Your teaching. It is about what are you teaching and how does it help other people. That's the difference, okay? That's the difference. You're helping other people. It's key. Good question, Tammy. So Tammy says, will we create the recordings on CDs? Here's the problem with that. I'm just going to give you a heads up. 2 days worth of CDs is a lot of CDs. And I've found that my audience is not willing to pay the difference in price for them to be on physical CDs when almost any car that exists will play your MP3 player, will play from your phone, or you can play your audios from your phone. So, I mean, 2 days, I think we calculated it would be like, 16 CDs or something. It's pretty high cost for us to put the stickers on those CDs, for us to put it in a nice package, and we'd rather just give you a great price on the digitals. I mean, if you really were adamant on buying them as CDs, we would probably put the price at maybe $197, something like that, and get those to you. But I'd rather give them to you for $97, to be honest. Yeah, so it's interesting, Gary, that you put that out there. So Gary says it's invest, learn, do, teach. Okay. In some ways, I agree with that. In some ways, I don't actually. Okay. For the most part, I would agree. But if you hear something that is beneficial, okay, so let's say that you hear a great line to use on, like, for example, today's blog post. Today's blog post is someone found something bad on Google. Okay, what do you say, right? So if someone watched this right here, if someone watched this video, today's blog video, would I suggest they wait until a prospect comes to them with that particular objection before they ever taught this? Not necessarily. Okay, so the reason I don't say it as invest, learn, do, teach, profit, okay, which I realize is probably more accepted, is there are certain things, in fact there's quite a lot of them, that you may not have to actually do. You can learn something, see that, hey, this is a good concept. I'm going to teach this concept. Now, what I am not suggesting is I would not, learn something, proclaim to be the guru of it, and then, during my teaching, I'm just saying invest your time and possibly money to learn something, teach it, and other people can benefit from it, right? So it may not actually be the doing part of it, okay? Because I want you to understand the doing that I want you to focus on is the actual teaching, is actually the core ILT, okay? Now we throw in the P there because I'm going to be talking about so many different ways to make a profit in these audios. All right, let's see here. One last thing that I want to cover. Just want to say congrats. I see David DeMarco, awesome. I see Chance from Arizona. Congrats on getting your copies. I see Connie. What's up, Connie? Way to go. I see, let's see, Pat Smart from Arizona. I see, let's see, these are people that got their copies. Scott got his copy. Terry from Chester, Virginia. I see, that's Connie. I see Jan from Morgantown. Hey, wonder if you ever made it. Jan in Morgantown, did you ever make it to one of our dealios? Man, there was a God, what's his name? There was a great restaurant in Morgantown, and they had just incredible steak. The guy named Michael ran it. I don't remember the name of it though. Morgantown, great city, man, great city. All right, I see. Let's see, who else? Who else? All right, I see Amita. All right, I'm not going to go through it because my phone's being a little slow. But anyway, all right. So I appreciate you guys. I wanted to give you just an amazing deal. If you'd like to purchase the recordings, just go to rayhigdon.com/workshop. And this is for the person that wants to climb into the cockpit with me and really let me teach you what to do for your marketing for 2015 to really crush it. And I know that you're going to absolutely love it. And I know if you follow what I teach in here, you can absolutely change your brand, lift yourself higher, get people reaching out to you, and along the way, have a lot of fun. So appreciate you guys. We'll get the replay of this out either tomorrow or the next day. And those of you that get the audios, I know you're going to absolutely love them. Your bonuses will be available right away. But again, the audios, you got to give us some time for the workshop to actually happen. So love you guys so much. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.